Guys, welcome to this week's edit. It was obviously a disappointing result on the weekend. We thought we prepared well, our players trained well. Unfortunately, we just didn't execute what we went out to achieve. We gave up a lot of goals that were controlled by us, as we'll show in the review. We get another opportunity this week versus a red hot Geelong. Obviously, they had their colours lowered versus Port Adelaide this week, so it'll be a good game. We're looking forward to it, and we'll get some players back too, which is the most important thing, which will improve our side. So one of the key reasons we lost is we gave up 5 goals from centre bounce, and unfortunately at the moment we're conceding a score from 30% of our losses, which is by far too high. Granted, that number was blown out by the weekend's game, but you know, they're scores where you give up from basically a 1v1 situation, you lose and you're getting scored against straight away. We obviously felt to manage in the second quarter to get the game back on our terms, so managed to get it level pegging again, down 24, 25 points, whatever it was. Unfortunately then, the first 2 centre bounces of the next quarter 3, we give up 2 goals. One from a Cyril Rioli crumb, and the second one from memory was from a free kick from centre bounce to a Hale mark. So you can put all your plans in place, but all of a sudden you go from a 20-point lead all of a sudden to high 30s. So we're going to work on this. Last year it was a strength of ours not getting scored against from centre bounce. The year previous it was poor also. So we're working on it. We've just got to make sure we continue to get our setups right. So look at this one here. You can see in the to the right of screen is Matthew Arnott, and Dustin Martin is on Luke Hodge there as well. So you see from this centre bounce, you know, we're in really good position. You see Matthew Arnott has great defensive positioning. I think it's on Cyril Rioli there, but then managed to get pushed out of the way. We lose our sweeper position, which was Dustin, out of the square. And then we have a really poor kill ball from our defenders over the back. Miss it, goal against. So, yeah, we're just making too many errors in that play. So one from our centre bounce crew, and then secondly from our defenders. You know, Grimesy comes to the front, and Steve Morris, who normally would kill that ball, misses the ball. And they're easy goals to stop in theory. So we just got to make sure we continue to work on that. This is the second one of the third quarter. Obviously Hammer gives a free kick away for too high. You can see our positioning around the stoppage is actually very good in this one, but unfortunately what happens here, and this is a roll of the dice situation, and something that us coaches are probably a little bit annoyed with at the moment from a centre bounce free kick, when the players don't really know whose free kick it is. A player grabs it, and you'll see here Luke Hodge versus Dan Jackson. So Hodgie grabs it, all of a sudden he sees it's his, and off they go again. So it's a really difficult one to coach in a way, but we just got to tell our players to keep playing to the whistle. You know, follow Hodge, stop spectating, look at that one there, and then this ball goes down, and this is the David Hale mark on I think Troy Chaplin, which was disappointing after 3/4 time. The other one, which is a structure issue too, is they were able to kick 4 goals from kick-ins. You know, only had 9 for the night, and 4 of them went inside 50, of which they scored in every occasion. The Hawks being one of the better defensive 50 transition sides are in the competition, but overall there's probably been a strength of ours, and unfortunately, you know, as you can see down there, we've only been scored against once in the last 3 games. To give up 4 goals in that fashion was really disappointing, and something we'll work on this week to make sure it doesn't happen again. A lot of it was from mental mistakes, like we see this one here. You'll see Nathan Gordon, who we highlight here, who was actually on his man. What we've got a probably tendency to do at stages, and this isn't Nathan, this is a lot of our players, is when the ball doesn't get kicked to them, they speak to their teammate here. So you see here he motions to Jack, or as you watch Suckling straight away, he's gone. Okay, that's what the good sides do. They take advantage of these situations, and Nathan, to his credit, puts in a terrific chase, but you know, we go from a point where we had Suckling under control to the fact that now we're chasing him out of defensive 50, which is disappointing. Similar one here. You can see here we're pretty much matched up reasonably well. You see Reece Conker versus, I think it may be Jordan Lewis in that bottom corner here, and this is what the good sides do. Might be Brian Lake actually, is it? Not to us, Gunston. Outlet straight away. You know, and that then starts a chain for the rest of our defenders up the field. So unfortunately the goal will go against Asprey, a Chaplin, these type of players, but the goal starts at the other end by Reece not being diligent and manning the mark, denying that exit kick, because that was really poor, and we're really poor at that on the night. Finally, this is from a set shot, so we should have all be one-on-one here matched up. So you can see here, this is all the Hawthorn players here. And you can see here, just not tight enough. I think that's Brandon Ellis on the arc there. Just not close enough. You know, Basher Hooley in the middle of the ground, Dan Jackson. Like, we should be right on these blokes. The other one is we've got a one Jack in the goal square, 1v4. You know, Sean Hampson's up at the centre of the ground here. So straight away, they've got 3 spare players in the defensive 50, which is really poor by us. And you can talk about all the hard, tough things that you want, but the reality is if you're not switched on in these areas, they'll bite you in the backside every day of the week. So, you know, we went through that with our players in a pretty firm meeting this morning, firm manner this morning. We expect a better result. Players are on board. They realise what they've got to do. We've just got to make sure we take it into this week. And, you know, we're sick of doing a lot of talking at the moment. We've just got to make sure we get our game back on track and deliver with action. So hang in there. You know, it's an old saying that sailors don't learn to sail on smooth waters. It's where they learn a little bit about themselves when the seas are rough, and that's what we're going through at the moment. So we've got to stay united as a footy club, as a supporter base, and back our coaches and players in to do the best we can and get the result we're after. You know, like I said this week, we've got some players back. We expect the players within the side to play better. We expect to coach better, and we'll go onwards and upwards from here. Hang tough. See you soon.